Hello, and welcome to another update on gold. I don't think we need to cover the larger time frame. I did that yesterday, so we will only take a look at the shorter time frame. You know, when the week started, I mentioned that we're likely going to see higher prices this week as part of this unfolding B wave, and this is continued to unfold. I mean, last week it was quite tricky, as you remember, but I was still watching for that B wave. But there was so much weakness that, it became quite difficult to maintain that perspective here of an ABC structure and the price could possibly reach that resistance area. We've now reached that resistance area. We're now in our Fibonacci resistance between $4,142 and $4,285. And you know, B waves are tricky structures. They are very, very difficult structures. Now, with the price reaching that resistance area and with the price actually, forming full 5 waves up in the C wave as part of this B wave, I believe we've reached a key spot on the chart. The price has now reached the golden ratio level, the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of the last decline. So we had a decline and a bounce, and we could soon start the C wave to the downside. Don't get me wrong. There is still room for further upside. And actually, I think this entire structure would look best with one more high. So remember, we are likely in a fourth wave correction. I think we discussed that over the last few days and weeks extensively. So it became quite clear already up here somewhere that we had started the fourth wave pullback. I'm not convinced that the entire fourth wave is already over. I would treat this only as an alternative scenario. It can, of course, be. Someone asked me, is there a potential that this wave 4 is already over? Yeah, but I would keep it as an alternative. I mentioned that in the videos, though. Normally all the information is included in the videos, but I always see it in the watch time. People don't watch the entire video, but every word in these videos is really, really carefully selected, right? So if you just come here to see the count, it's not giving you the whole story. It's like, it's just like if you read a financial report and you only look at pictures. You need to listen to every word. It's really, really carefully selected, guys. Every piece of information here is important. I'm not going to tell you anything that's not useful. Sometimes I repeat things, and I do that for a reason, because I want people to remember things. If I repeat something, it's not because I don't remember I said it before. It is because I want people to remember this particular thing more than anything else. What can I say? Can't help everybody, but so anyway, the ABC structure to the upside appears to be nearly complete, not fully complete. If you are on our Discord server, then you know that we expected here another push higher. Earlier today, the price bounced from the support zone, but I think that support zone was shared already yesterday in the video. It was located here. I do remove these zones when they're not useful anymore. So the possibility is that we're now in this fifth wave of wave C of B. And the fifth wave itself could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see certainly the potential for at least one more high, maybe even 2 more highs. Because what I'm not sure about is if this is another 1, 2 setup, 3, 4, 5, and then this third would actually shift here. But that is not so important in the very short term, because these two scenarios, whether we get 1 or 2 more highs, they share the same support zone. And this support zone is between $4,161 and $4,192. This is our micro support zone, which is relevant because it's the pivot to keep the upside momentum intact. So in other words, as long as we are holding above $4,161 and we can avoid a decisive break below it, the upside pressure remains very much intact. And the price could reach this next upside fib level around $4,285. B waves can overshoot, so I will not confirm a top until we actually have signals for a trend shift back to the downside. As you know, I treat this move up as a B wave. So typically the C wave to the downside, which is part of that correction, should still unfold a little later. And there is a way to calculate a target for a C wave. And we can do that by taking the length of the initial A wave to the downside then we go to the high of the B wave. Now, the B wave can extend easily a little higher. So let's say we go to $4,285. Then the 100% extension target, that is basically the C wave target, should take us to round about $3,800. Do we have to get to this level? No, but it is one of the most reliable Fibonacci ratios around. And the B wave bounce that's possibly unfolding could still extend. So I'm not giving, I mean, if it came down now, it would be 3,741. But I can tell you that it likely hasn't topped yet, okay? As I showed you, we have a Fibonacci micro support area which could drive the price a little higher. I would not even be surprised if the market stretches to 4,337, which is the 88.7 Fibonacci retracement level. So that should give you all the information here. Before we wrap it up, short-term support is here. Please note that this Fibonacci support area is not an invalidation point, because we are here dealing likely with a fifth wave to the upside. It's entirely possible that this fifth wave, which started on the 11th of November, is not an impulse, but it's an ending diagonal pattern, as fifth waves can easily be. In that case, the waveform might be a little deeper. Not necessarily expected, but I cannot fully rule out that this fourth wave just goes a bit deeper. If it does, then the invalidation point for further upside will be the swing low that formed here on Wednesday the 12th, and that is at $4,102, which means that a break below Fib support is really only the very first indication of a top. It's good, but it's the first indication. Better confirmation will come with a break below these swing lows from the 12th of November and the 11th of November. And an even better signal would be a so-called 1-2 setup to the downside. What is that? If we assume that the C wave down is a 5-wave move, which it should be, then it should unfold like this. And the wave 1 to the downside would be this, possibly as a micro 5-wave decline, and it would be followed by a 3-wave move to the upside in wave 2. The sell-off afterwards should then be a 3rd wave, should then be followed by a 4th wave bounce, and then a final 5th wave to the downside. And the targets for that are already mentioned. So it's basically, we've got a few levels of confirmation there. Break of Fibonacci micro support, a break below these swing lows here, and then a 1-2 setup to the up to the downside is of course the best signal we can get. There's the update on gold. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, then check out our channel membership, and our stocks membership will take you to our Discord server. I hope you enjoyed the update. Thanks so much. Bye bye.